Hi everybody, welcome to the self-check section 10.3 video. Let's take a look at number one. So number one states, two types of valves are being tested to determine if there is a difference in pressure tolerances. 15 out of a random sample of 100 of valve A cracked under 4,500 psi. 6 out of a random sample of 100 of valve B cracked under 4,500 psi. Test a 5% significance level. So let's go ahead and pick apart some ideas from this question. So we have two types of valves. One thing that I see here that we commonly see is like, is there a difference? That means not equal to our populations that we're comparing, and that's our claim. Okay, so we have two populations we're looking at. We have valve A and valve B. And we have a 5% significance level. So that just means alpha is 0.05. Okay, so we have valve A saying 15 out of a random sample of 100 cracked. And we have 6 out of a random sample of 100 for valve B cracked. So let's write down a couple things for our respective populations. So what we'll say here, we'll keep it simple, like P1 is valve A. And what we're looking at, that's what the X stands for, what we're focusing on. It says 15 out of that sample, so 15, and my sample size is 100 for valve A. And P2 is valve B, excuse me. And from valve 2, we're focusing on the cracked valves. And that's going to be 6. And our sample size is also 100. So the sample sizes won't always be the same. If you notice here, it's both 100. They won't always be the same, but in this case they are. But they're two separate samples, okay? They're not related. But let's go ahead and start our hypothesis. So our null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, we saw in the question it says, is there a difference? Meaning not equal to, meaning that's our claim. So what we'll say here is P1 is not equal to P2 and say that's our claim. So our null is the opposite. So P1 equals P2. All right, so let's continue on calculator work. We know with proportion two sample proportion testing, we need to use 2 prop Z test. Okay, so 2 prop Z test. Let's go to the calculator and see what we need to enter in there. So we got to go to stat, test, and scroll down to 2 prop Z test, option 6. Okay, so here's where we enter in all of our um, data that we picked apart from the question. So X1 was talking about valve 1. So that's going to be 15 valves. Our sample size was 100. X2 is talking about valve B. So it's 6 crack pipes and also a sample of 100. So our alternative hypothesis was not equal to. That's our inequality. So we're going to go ahead and not equal to. Then we just go ahead and hit calculate and get our test statistic Z and p-value. So Z is 2.0, round up to 8, and our p-value is 0.037, round up to 9. So let's go ahead and write those out as well as our calculator work. So it was 15, 100, 6, 100, and not equal to. And our test statistic was Z, and what we got was 2.08, and our p-value was 0.3 7, and we rounded it up to 9. All right, so conclusion about the null. So we compare our p-value and our alpha, which one's bigger, which one's smaller. And so our p-value was 0.0379. Our alpha that they gave us was 0.05, our significance level. And we just see which one's bigger. And if you could see that our significance level is bigger. So what we do here is reject the null. So what we can do is support our claim now. So our final conclusion, we have no equality in claim because our claim was not equal to. And we reject the null. So take a minute, pause the video, see if you could write a conclusion, and then check with what I got. Okay, welcome back. So this is the statement you should have gotten. No equality in claim. We're rejecting the null. So there is sufficient evidence to support the claim that there actually is a difference in pressure tolerances in valve A and valve B. So that's the conclusion we should have gotten. So that takes care of our hypothesis test. Now we need to construct a confidence interval. Uh, so we need to verify our results. So once again, with the confidence interval, we're not given a confidence level, so we need to get one. So we need confidence level. Okay. Need a confidence level. We have to check our inequality, meaning our alternative, and we see we have a not equal to. So a not equal to means two tails. Not equal to means two tails. So what that means is that alpha being 0.05 counts for both of our tails. So we don't have to double it. We can just use alpha as is. So confidence level, remember it's 1 minus alpha. So it's 1 minus 0.05, and we get 0.95. So this is our confidence level. So let's go ahead and build our confidence interval. So confidence interval, we have to use 2-prop Z interval. Okay, so let's go to our calculator and see what we have to put into our calculator. So we got to go to stat, test, got to go down to 2-prop Z interval. Option B. Luckily, our data is still the same. The only thing we have to change is our confidence level, but luckily it's 0.95, so we don't have to change that since it's already inputted. But if it was a different confidence level, we'd have to change that. But let's go down and calculate, and let's get our answer. So we get 0.00595 and 0.17405. All right, let's go ahead and write that down. So finish our calculator work, 15, 106, 100, and 0.95. And what we got was 0.00595 less than P1 minus P2, since we're comparing the means, and 0.17405. Okay, so this is our confidence interval. Now we need to determine if there is a difference, if they're the same. So what we do that is, let's look at the tail ends of our confidence interval. They're both positive numbers. So positive and positive. So here I'll say positive interval. And when we have a positive interval, What that means is that P1 is greater than P2. So what that's saying is the pressure tolerances in valve A, because remember P1 is talking about valve A, is greater than the pressure tolerances of valve B because our confidence interval was positive. Okay, so let's go ahead and write a statement summarizing all that we just said. So here I'll say like conclusion. So since the confidence interval is positive, the pressure, let me write that, of valve A is greater than valve B. Okay, and we're saying that there is a difference because valve A is greater than valve B, and that doubles down on our hypothesis because we found that there is a difference. We didn't say which one was bigger, which one was smaller, but we were able to find that there is a difference in their pressure tolerances and the confidence interval. We found that valve A is greater than valve B, so that doubled down on our findings. So we're able to solidify it. So check. So that's it for this self-check video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.